Hello guys, welcome back to BabyReaction. I'm Peter.
I'm Vicky.
Welcome to today's episode, and for today is about a musician.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Brandy.
It's about Brandy, and the episode for today is entitled "90s Teen Idol: An Oral History of Brandy." Oh, it's a history of Brandy.
Oh yeah.
Time as a teen sensational. Oh.
Maybe an history of her when she was a teen.
Yeah, remember she started singing when she was 13 or what?
Yes.
Yeah. So just a story of her. We have been listening to her music.
Yes,
and
when she was 15 singing love songs and all that.
She's really amazing.
Yes.
So thank you, Dee. This was brought to us by Dee. So thank you, Dee, for this. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you for jumping in with us. If you know the story, don't mind listening to us for the second or third time.
Maybe add something that you have not to jump into and subscribe if you haven't, in case you have a story like this one, another history, or any exploration you want us to jump into, be it a song, an artist, and all that. Please share on our Buy Me Coffee link or on our Patreon community link. Both links are on the description. It's just a way of supporting the channel. We will appreciate. Otherwise,
let's find out.
Let's find out the history.
Showcasing her clips.
When the topic of teen pop stars of the 90s comes up, we always hear the same names: Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake. But Brandy Norwood is often excluded from these conversations. This is not to say that she's underrated or doesn't get her flowers. I just think that some people don't realize how big of a teen idol in the 90s she was, or the impact she had. By the time Brandy turned 18 years old, she had already had a multi-platinum selling debut album, a #1 single, a hit television series, and was handpicked by the Whitney Houston to play the first Black Cinderella. By the end of the decade, Brandy was one of the biggest tween stars in the world and was adored by many music legends. Aside from her music and on-screen success, Brandy had many endorsement deals and landed her own line of dolls by Mattel. This is an oral history of Brandy, a 90s teen idol.
I think Mattel also is selling, cards.
Yeah, it's really a big brand.
A big brand.
Not big, expensive brand.
Big, expensive brand of liquor.
Yeah.
Going gold was a very important thing to me. I felt that I wasn't going to blow up and I wasn't going to have anything in this business because a lot of people told me that I wouldn't be anything. A lot of record companies, a lot of just executives told me I wasn't going to be anything. So I was really skeptical the first day that my album was released. They were not playing on the radio. I mean, I wasn't getting any love, but I prayed about it and I guess it happened for me. And I want to say hi to all those people that told me I wasn't going to be anything.
No.
This video is sponsored by Scentbird, your go-to destination to explore and try new perfumes before buying the full bottle. Scentbird is a monthly fragrance subscription service that sends you scents tailored specifically for you. They home Mississippi, the oldest of 2 children for gospel singer and musical director Willie and Sonia Norwood. The family moved to California when she was only 4 years old, and that's where she began singing in the church choir with her father, and later with local groups.
4 years old.
Yeah.
I think you said 13, but she began at 4 years old in a church choir. Okay.
Brandy started recording demo takes and participated in local talent shows and events. She decided to focus on show business, so Willie and Sonia enrolled her in the Hollywood High School Performing Arts Center. In 1990, she entered a contract with Chris Stokes' Teaspoon Productions to help her secure a recording contract with a major label, while she worked as a background vocalist for his preteen R&B boy group Immature. But her parents were still actively looking for a record deal for their daughter themselves. In 1991, 12-year-old Brandy auditioned for Atlantic Records, but a deal was never offered. So she spent the next 2 years improving on her singing. By 1993, she was meeting with Atlantic Records again to re-audition. This time, she sang Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston and Vision of Love by Mariah Carey for the labels A&R's Darryl Williams and Sylvia Rhone. Both executives offered her a deal on the spot. The only problem was, according to Chris Stokes, he and the Norwoods had already negotiated a deal for Brandy with East West Records. But her parents turned around and made a deal with Atlantic Records behind their backs, which breached the agreement. So him and his fellow Teaspoon co-founder Earl Harris filed a $5 million suit against the Norwoods, Atlantic, and Warner Communications for allegedly interfering with their dealings. The suit claims that Brandy's parents got into an oral contract for Teaspoon to represent Brandy and get a record deal for her. In return, they would get 50% of the net advances and royalties of the agreement and 20% of money made from merchandising. The suit also claims the Norwoods only used Teaspoon to secure a deal and get Brandy in the door. But I guess it worked, because the Atlantic deal is what launched Brandy's successful music career.
Okay.
Development for Brandy's album started immediately after signing her record deal. In the meanwhile, she auditioned for an acting role in a new television series on ABC, not even expecting to become an actress. Brandy shockingly was selected for a role in the ABC series entitled Thea, and filming started shortly after. But shooting the show created scheduling conflicts with her studio time to record the album. In the Thea series, Brandy played Denisha Terrell, the 15-year-old daughter of the titular character. This series started out really strong in viewership, but as the weeks went on, views gradually dropped, and the show never lived past one season. It was canceled by the network by spring 1994. But Brandy's performance on the series earned her a Young Artist Award nomination for Outstanding Youth Ensemble.
You bring me joy when I'm down.
Oh my god.
She says she wasn't necessarily happy that the show was canceled, but her music career was her main focus, and the acting role was something that just fell into her lap and got in the way of the music. So the end of the show worked out perfectly for her, and she could now focus on recording the album. Atlantic recruited up-and-coming R&B writers and producers for her debut album, like Keith Crouch, the nephew of gospel singer Andre Crouch, R&B group Something for the People, and Damon Thomas of The Underdogs. Keith was actually the last producer to hop on board for the record and ended up contributing 5 tracks to the album. The first song he recorded with Brandy, IWannaBeDown, was chosen as the record's lead single and got released on September 5th, 1994, and the video followed in October. To promote the single, Brandy performed on many talk shows and award shows, and IWannaBeDown became a major radio hit, reaching number 6 on Billboard's Hot 100 and number 1 on the hip-hop R&B chart, a major milestone for a debut single of an unknown artist.
Oh,
a hip-hop
That's true.
For sure.
remix was later released in 1995, featuring female rappers MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, and Yo-Yo. On September 27, 1995, just weeks after the release of IWannaBeDown, Brandy's self-titled album was released, debuting at number 94 on the US Billboard 200 with disappointing sales. But it rose to its peak at number 20 in its 25th week on the chart after the success of her second single, Baby, released that December. The single, penned by Keith, charted higher than IWannaBeDown at number 4.
So the single of Baby made the album after 25 weeks to move from 24 on the top show and the
It was, I think, 90th, and then it came to 24.
20th.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Hot 100 and topped the R&B chart for 4 weeks.
Now things in fact in my refrigerator older than this young lady. But I love this girl and her whole family and I want a job. I don't want to beg too much, I want a job. Please, welcome, I want a job, Brandy!
Wow. Where is she coming from? Oh!
The third single, Best Friend, was released in September 1995, which was dedicated to her younger brother Ray, peaked at number 34 on Billboard. The album's fourth and final single, BrokenHearted, also reached the top 10 with the help of Boyz II Men singer Wanya Morris, who sang on the re-recorded duet version of the song. The success of Brandy's debut album earned her over a dozen award nominations, including 2 Grammy nominations for Best New Artist, which made her one of the youngest artists to ever be nominated in this category, and Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for Baby, 2 MTV VMA nominations, and 4 Billboard Awards nominations, winning the new R&B Hip Hop Artist of the Year category, Best New Artist at the Soul Train Awards, and Favorite Soul R&B New Artist at the American Music Awards.
The winner is Brandy. I wanna be down. The winner is I wanna be down.
I wanna be down.
The nominees are Anita Baker for I Apologize, Brandy for Baby.
She was there.
That would be you, right?
Hollywood Lives captured the emotions of these kids in their day-to-day endeavors, on auditions, rehearsals, and meetings with top industry professionals.
We didn't know if these kids were going to be successful or not. We didn't know if they were going to cry or laugh when they went to an audition or how they would handle the pressures. Some of them succeeded, some of them didn't, and some of them are going to succeed in the future and some won't.
The biggest success story of the series is that of Brandy Norwood. Hollywood Lives cameras watched her rise to fame from the very beginning.
When we first started Hollywood Lives, my CD wasn't even out yet. And then my album started to sell and they watched from Billboard on up. And then after that, I became a #1 artist with I Wanna Be Down. Now that I'm successful, it's everything that I thought it would be.
But what if
Wow.
The album launched Brandy right into the spotlight, and now she joined the list of new generation of R&B artists who emerged during the mid to late 1990s, among artists like Usher, Aaliyah, and Monica. That summer, Brandy appeared on the Batman Forever soundtrack with the song Where Are You Now?, a song written and produced by Lenny Kravitz. Waiting to Exhale director Forrest Whitaker enlisted Babyface to compose the original soundtrack album of the 1995 film. Babyface recruited all women for the soundtrack to stay on theme with the film's all-female lead, with Whitney Houston having the final say in its curation. He penned the song Sitting Up in My Room specifically for the soundtrack, and he reached out to Brandy to record the vocals. The single reached #2 on the Hot 100, right behind Not Gon' Cry by Mary J. Blige, also from the soundtrack.
Wow.
Brandy was one of a few new artists who ever managed to release 5 consecutive hits, and her album itself was certified triple platinum by the end of 1995 and spent 89 weeks on the Billboard 200. It would take her 4 years to release her next album, but that's because her career skyrocketed in ways she never could have imagined. Back in 1994, Ralph Farquhar and his co-executive producers Sarah Finney and Vita Spears came up with the idea of a sitcom aimed at young black viewers. By the time his show South Central stopped airing, Ralph was ready for his next television project, but he needed to cast a black female teenager. Television producer Felicia Henderson suggested going after Brandy, who was on the cover of 17 magazine at the time. Sonia, aka Brandy's momager, was given the script and she presented it to her daughter. Of course, Brandy was uninterested in the role because her music career had finally taken off and she also wasn't too fond of acting. But Brandy ended up accepting the offer because she said she felt connected with the character, the family dynamic, and storyline. In between her busy schedule and tour, she would meet with live-in single actress Kim Fields to go over scripts. tell in Essence magazine, "Without her, I wouldn't have nailed it." The series, titled Moesha, was bought by CBS, and a pilot was ordered for the network's 1995 to 1996 television season. The pilot episode was filmed in late April 1995, while filming for the first season began later in October. But CBS decided to pass on it, which left the show in limbo for several months. It was later picked up by the one-year-old UPN channel as a mid-season replacement, and 13 episodes were ordered. UPN's head of entertainment, Mike Sullivan, said, "When I saw it, I liked it right away. I especially thought Brandy was terrific, even though, as a middle-aged white guy, I was only peripherally aware of her as a singer. I felt the same way seeing her as when Kirk Cameron came in to audition for Growing Pains. Before she's back in her car, she's a teen idol." End quote.
Oh, wow.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. Because I don't know how the audience is going to react to me playing Moesha, because they're so used to me singing Baby, 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 and they're not used to me acting as much. I didn't act a lot on Thea, so I'm kind of scared about how they will react with me acting like Moesha. Not that it's a big difference, but but still I'm acting other than singing.
Moesha premiered on the network on January 23, 1996, with 3.5 million viewers, and soon became UPN's most watched show. With Brandy in the title role, Moesha is a coming-of-age sitcom centering a high school girl and her friends and family living in Leimert Park, Los Angeles. The character's name was chosen to reflect the fact that a lot of African-American girls born in the 1970s and 1980s have Isha at the end of their names, according to Sarah Finney. What set the series apart from other Black sitcoms is the fact that the writers didn't parody the characters' blackness, or even tried to give the viewers the impression that they were uppity, wealthy Black people. Moesha's family was doing well economically, but they weren't the Huxtables. The series showed middle-class African Americans using Black slang, and displayed decor and fashion that were popular among the African American community at the time. Moesha lived with her father Frank, played by William Allen Young, her younger brother Miles, played by Marcus T. Pauk, and her stepmother Dee, played by Cheryl Lee Ralph. And not many shows on TV at the time were portraying girls being raised by their father without the presence of their biological mother. Moesha was an
Well, before we continue, the way our explorer is explaining the show Moesha, I really am curious to watch this particular show. Like even seeing Brandy in any of the movies or the shows, just because we've known her as a singer, but not the acting part. I would love to see her more on the film acting part. So maybe you guys can share any of the show or any of the episodes that maybe you will find out there for us, so that you can see the other side of
And
Brandy
also,
too.
they say that on the show they were using at that time the Black American slang on the show talk, on the sitcom. So it might be so amazing,
So interesting.
Exactly.
instant hit and became the longest-running Black sitcom in history for being on air for 6 seasons across 5 years, and it spawned the hit spin-off series The Parkers. It was nominated for 32 different awards during its duration, and Brandy's performance earned her an NAACP Image Award and led to so many more on-screen opportunities. In September 1996, Brandy was featured on the song titled Missing You, featuring Tamia, Gladys Knight, and Shaka Khan by musicians Barry J. Eastman and Gordon Chambers for the Set It Off motion picture. Missing You was another top 40 hit for Brandy, and by the end of the year, it was certified platinum. She won Entertainer of the Year at the 1996 Lady of Soul Awards.
Oh, wow.
Everything I've mentioned so far in this video happened in a 2-year span, but
By
there
the
was
way-
so much more ahead of Brandy.
Okay.
In early 1997, Brandy accepted the role of Cinderella of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella film. The project was in development for many years, with Whitney Houston set to play the princess. But with her career constantly on the incline, other projects got in the way, and the movie got postponed numerous times. By the time Whitney was available, she was already a mother and felt that she had aged out of the role. So she took on the roles of the fairy godmother and executive producer and chose Brandy for Cinderella, saying she felt that the young singer had all of the qualities to embody the princess.
I'm so curious for this one too. Like
Cinderella.
It's like a movie or something.
Yeah, it's like a movie, and I remember Whitney just giving her role to Brandy.
Giving her a role to Brandy, so that she can take the godmother role.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys, please, if you have any of these movies, please just email us or come to our Buy Me Coffee, share the links. We will be glad to jump into.
I think we have a very big catalog to jump to.
By the way, this is getting more juicier.
Let's see what about Cinderella got for us. Huh?
Yeah.
Princess. Producers actually wanted the singer Jewel to play Cinderella, but they knew they would lose Whitney's involvement in the film if they didn't go with her suggestion. Filming began in June that year and was completed in 28 days. Brandy recorded songs from the original musical and was slated to record original music with Whitney for the film, but their recording contracts with their respective labels conflicted with those plans.
What?
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. That is so cool. It's possible.
Imagine Whitney and Brandy.
The movie premiered during the newly revived Wonderful World of Disney on ABC on November 2nd, 1997 with a 2-hour special. The racially diverse ensemble cast helped the film generate over 60 million viewers during its premiere in the United States across 23 million different households, giving the network their highest ratings in over 13 years.
I'm so proud of our 7 Emmy nominations, and I'm equally proud to introduce our own Cinderella. When she's not at the palace, she's busy playing Moesha. Ladies and gentlemen, singing the opening song from our Cinderella, Atlantic recording artist, Brandy. Love it!
Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream?
Wow.
As wonderful.
Cinderella was especially a big hit in Black households, with both Brandy and Whitney Houston becoming the first African-American actresses to play their respective roles in any screen adaptation of Cinderella. Brandy's performance as the first Black princess was praised by critics, and it led to more Black women being cast in fairy tale roles.
Wow.
In the same year, Brandy voiced the character Letitia in Disney's Jungle Cub series on ABC. After completing all of these back-to-back projects, Brandy attended Pepperdine University to continue her education, and at the top of 1998, she finally began working on her sophomore album. Brandy went to Atlantic Records and requested Missy Elliott and her co-producer Timbaland for the album after being impressed by their work on her label-mate Aaliyah's 1 in a Million album. But the label refused since Aaliyah's album hadn't been out that long at the time, and they didn't want their work to be too similar. So Brandy got them to recruit the then up-and-coming writer and producer Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, and they secured a production deal with him and his collaborators. Rodney executive produced the entire album, while Brandy co-wrote and co-produced 6 of the songs. In spring that year, she signed a deal with Wilhelmina Modeling Agency to score modeling deals and major endorsements. And not too long after, Brandy starred in a Candies campaign and commercial to promote their line of footwear.
Okay.
Candy.
Now at select kids' footlockers.
Candy.
On May 5th, 1998, Brandy released the lead single off her sophomore album titled The Boy Is Mine, a duet with fellow teen R&B sensation Monica.
Yeah.
Brandy came up with the concept of a lyrical fight over a boy while watching Jerry Springer, and the duet was inspired by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson's 1982 hit duet, The Girl Is Mine. And she specifically requested Monica to play off of the ongoing rumors about a rivalry between the two. Brandy and Monica didn't even know each other that well at the time when the rumors started. The Boy Is Mine reached #1 on the Hot 100 in just 1 month, marking a milestone for both girls. It also reached the top 10 in over 14 countries and topped the chart in 3 other countries. It became one of the best-selling singles of 1998 in the United States with over 4.5 million sales and was nominated for countless prestigious awards. Unfortunately, the false rivalry accusation in the tabloids manifested into real-life drama between the girls. Nonetheless, after spending 13 consecutive weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100, The Boy Is Mine became the longest-running #1 female duet of all time, a record it still holds to this day. It landed Brandy her first Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a Duo or Group.
The winner is Brandy and Monica.
Her sophomore album, Never Say Never, was released on June 9, 1998, debuting at #3 on the Billboard 200 with over 160,000 units sold in its first week. Then it climbed to #2 the following week. By the end of the year, it had sold more than 2.6 million copies in the United States alone. The second single of the sophomore album, Top of the World, became Brandy's first song to miss the Hot 100, but it did perform far better in other countries. In the midst of all of this, Brandy was cast in the 1998 slasher sequel film, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, alongside Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Mekhi Phifer. The horror film was shot and released that same year. Brandy played the role of Carla Wilson, the girlfriend of Mekhi Phifer's character Tyrell, and fellow student of the university.
Ooh. This sounds interesting.
This is another one, and for this one is a horror.
Yeah, horror. Oh my god.
Oh. Guys, please.
She's so diverse.
Although professional reviews were negative, the sequel still outperformed the original film at the box office and only provided more publicity for Brandy.
Yeah.
By January 1999, Brandy had landed herself another #1 hit with her ballad, Have You Ever? It also reached the top 10 in 4 other countries. The album was so popular that she embarked on her 45-city Never Say Never World Tour. While on hiatus from her television series Moesha, Brandy began shooting the made-for-TV movie Double Platinum with Diana Ross in New York. Back in October 1998, it was reported that she and the legendary Motown singer were selected to star in the ABC musical drama. Both Brandy and Diana served as executive producers of the film and recorded original songs for the movie. It also featured music numbers of their own previously released songs. Double Platinum premiered on television as a Mother's Day special on May 16, 1999. Brandy plays the part of an 18-year-old girl who is reunited with her mother, played by Diana, who abandoned her in order to pursue a singing career. Both singers covered Jet and TV Guide magazines and did a joint appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show to promote the movie. Also that year, she landed a multi-million-dollar CoverGirl endorsement. She She starred in many of their print advertisements and had a string of national commercials where she sang the theme songs for the company.
I'm throwing my mascara out of the door. I ain't gonna smile no more. This time it's gonna be different, honest. Mirror, mirror on the wall, bewitch me, you'll be dazzled with colors out of fairy tale.
Hey, can your lip color outlast this? CoverGirl Brandy for Outlast Lip Color. New CoverGirl Outlast, the revolutionary lip system that would
easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl.
Brandy was the biggest African-American teen pop star in the world by this time. Every other month, she was gracing the cover of magazines or doing television appearances. Moesha was in its 5th season by this time, and Brandy had taken on a producing role on the show. I know a lot of you guys watching this video are wondering how she was able to manage all of these non-stop gigs over the course of 4 to 5 years. And the answer is, she eventually wasn't able to manage anymore and started struggling with her grueling schedule. She was also dealing with her own personal issues like an eating disorder and an abusive relationship. At the time, she had never made any of her relationships public, but people assumed she was talking about Boyz II Men lead singer Wanya Morris, who is 5 years older than her. She eventually suffered a nervous breakdown and was hospitalized for 3 days, suffering from exhaustion and dehydration. But Brandy shook things off and performed on VH1's Divas Live 1999 alongside Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, Cher, Chaka Khan, and Faith Hill. At the end of the year, Billboard listed Brandy among the top 20 of top pop artists of the 1990s. Then she began a hiatus from music, but she definitely didn't turn down business ventures. In the year 2000, Brandy landed an exclusive endorsement deal with Donna Karan to appear in print campaigns for the launch of DKNY's Spring 2000 collection for their junior jeans. She was now transitioning from teen star to adult artist, but that didn't stop Barbie's Mattel from offering Brandy a deal to license and produce a line of dolls using her likeness as one of Barbie's celebrity friends. The first edition of the Brandy doll featured a cardigan with a fur collar and long orange skirt and came with a microphone, a gold platform, and signed poster. It was released during the Thanksgiving-Christmas season in 1999, and a commercial was broadcast on television featuring Brandy herself.
Brandy doll comes with 2 outfits, stand, and pretend microphone. You can make her dance.
The doll that retailed for $16 sold out so quick that the company decided to release many more versions.
Oh, wait a minute, like the doll could dance? You could make it dance. It was retailed at $16.
Of it, including the 2 superstar Brandy dolls, a singing holiday edition, and a styling hair Brandy doll, also released in 2000. All dolls featured Brandy's signature micro braids and baby hairs, the first line of dolls to ever feature braids. All editions sold millions of boxes and was the most popular doll ever for black girls of that generation. A Cinderella version and an additional superstar doll were produced, but remain unreleased. Brandy was able to become the biggest African-American teen act of the 90s because a lot of young black girls saw themselves in her. She wasn't really known for her fashion sense, but her signature braids, her beauty, her personality, and vibe is what attracted her audience. She kept her young fans in mind with everything she did and made sure she was being a positive influence to those who looked up to her and kept her image wholesome. She was embraced by and worked with many legendary vocalists, and not many of her teen peers were able to reach her level of success. Brandy's debut album has since sold over 6 million copies worldwide, while her sophomore album, Never Say Never, has sold more than 16 million copies worldwide. And her dolls were Mattel's best-selling collection. So don't forget Brandy's name when you discuss the biggest teen pop stars ever.
We want.
Thanks again to the sponsor of today's video, Scentbird.
This is so amazing, so encouraging. Huh? Yeah, I like what you have first learned is that we have been knowing Brandy as an artist, as a musician. We are not aware of her actress journey.
But though she didn't majorize more on that, but at least she maybe did 5 or 10% of it.
Yeah, she couldn't seize any chance that could come on acting.
By the way. And have you noticed that she achieved a lot within a span of like from 1990 to 1999, like that the period of 90s, she was really a star, and she achieved a lot more, released more, become like a brand ambassador for so many companies and brands, like in that just a small period of 10 years.
Yeah, and what I can also like say that her parents were really helping her, supportive because her mother was her manager first.
And even before her joining the Atlantic Records, her parents were really working hard just to find the best label for her to join in.
And remember, that's at 13, 14, 10, from 7 upwards, her parents had already seen future in her.
Of course.
Had already like dedicated themselves to see her hitting the
She also went to I think it's like a music high school or something, some singing high school. Before joining the Atlantic Records.
Oh, this is so amazing. Her story really encourages everyone. And at the moment, or in the 90s, as the narrator was telling that she was every girl or every African American could see
herself in Brandy.
And you like to be like her,
looking up to her,
And I can say she's so hardworking. You could see you were asking yourself how was she managing that?
Yes, at the end she has some like a mental breakdown, but she really worked hard, and she was so flexible in every any chance she gets, she just ventures into it. She was so hardworking.
And that's the spirit, huh? And she really achieved a lot on the awards.
Because she got really many awards. And at least most of her songs were really appearing in top 40, top 20 in American Billboard.
So thank you, Dee, for this. We have really added more of what we knew on Brandy. Now we know much, we know the movies that she has acted, so we really played with you guys. If you have any of the episodes, and I think it's just a movie. I think it doesn't have episodes.
There was a series. I think there was a series. Maybe Moesha. That sounded like
series.
Some series, but it's like a show or something. But Cinderella was like a movie, and the other horror movie. I think she ventured on more than 5 movies.
So don't forget to comment on the comment section. Tell us what's your take, or any point that you have forgotten, or any point that the narrator did add on it. Tell us, and please bring the movies. We are really waiting.
Even more of her songs that you have not ventured into, you can share more. We would really be thankful for that. And her smile always so amazing.
Her braids. They said her signature braids.
Yes. And for me, I really always notice her smile so much. Wherever she's talking, wherever she's singing, she's always smiling. That's what I love about her. Otherwise,
thank you for watching.
Thank you for your time too. Bye bye.